Welcome to the Impactful Life Hub YouTube channel. Today, I want to talk about something that holds all of us back at some point in life: fear. Fear is a universal experience that's part of being human. Whether it's fear of failure, rejection, change, or the unknown, we've all felt its grip. But what if I told you that fear isn't your enemy? In fact, facing your fear is one of the most powerful things you can do for your personal growth and success. Let's explore why fear exists, how it holds us back, and, most importantly, how facing it can transform your life. First, let's understand what fear really is. Fear is a natural response designed to protect us. Thousands of years ago, it kept our ancestors alive by warning them of dangers like predators or environmental threats. But in today's world, fear often shows up in less life-threatening, but equally paralyzing ways. It warns us of potential failure, embarrassment, or discomfort. For example, fear might stop you from speaking up in a meeting, applying for a new job, or starting a business you've always dreamed of. Fear whispers, "What if you're not good enough? What if you fail?" Now, here's the interesting part. Fear isn't always based on reality. It's often a projection of our worst-case scenarios, a mental movie of what might go wrong. But the truth is, most of the things we fear never actually happen. Fear is not a predictor of the future. It's a barrier we create in our minds. And that's why it's so important to face it. Let's talk about what happens when we avoid fear. When you let fear control you, you stay in your comfort zone. And while the comfort zone feels safe, it's also a place where growth and opportunity are limited. Imagine a bird that's too afraid to leave its nest. It might be safe, but it will never learn to fly. Similarly, when we avoid fear, we miss out on experiences that could change our lives for the better. Avoiding fear also creates regret. Think about the opportunities you've let slip because you were too afraid to take action. Maybe it was a chance to pursue your passion, start a meaningful relationship, or take a risk that could have led to something incredible. Over time, the pain of what could have been can weigh heavier than the fear itself. As the saying goes, fear is temporary, but regret lasts forever. So, why should you face your fear? Because fear is a doorway. On the other side of fear lies growth, confidence, and the life you truly want. Every time you face your fear, you expand your comfort zone. You prove to yourself that you're stronger than you thought, and that builds resilience. Facing fear doesn't mean being fearless. It means taking action despite feeling afraid. Let me give you an example. Think about public speaking. For many people, it's one of the most terrifying things they can imagine. But every great speaker you admire didn't start out fearless. They started out afraid. The difference is, they didn't let fear stop them. They stepped onto the stage, heart pounding, and spoke anyway. Over time, they became more confident and skilled. The same principle applies to any fear you face. It's not about eliminating fear. It's about building courage by taking small, brave steps forward. Now, let's get practical. How do you face your fears? In reality, there are many ways to approach this. However, I will guide you through 3 steps that you can use to face and conquer your fears. First step, acknowledge your fear. The first step is to name it. What exactly are you afraid of? Is it failure, rejection, uncertainty? When you identify your fear, you take away some of its power. Write it down, say it out loud, or reflect on it. Often, just acknowledging your fear helps you see it more clearly. Second step, break it down. Fear feels overwhelming because we think of it as one big, scary thing. But when you break it down into smaller steps, it becomes manageable. For example, if you're afraid of starting a new career, don't focus on the entire process. Start with one small step, researching job options, updating your resume, or reaching out to someone in the field for advice. Tackling fear one step at a time makes it less intimidating. Third step, take action. The only way to overcome fear is to confront it. Start small, but start. If you're afraid of public speaking, sign up for a small workshop or practice in front of a friend. If you're afraid of failure, take a calculated risk on something meaningful to you. Action is the antidote to fear. The more you do, the less power fear has over you. Now, let's talk about the transformative power of facing fear. I would love to share a brief story to illustrate this. There's a well-known tale about a man named David Goggins, a Navy SEAL and ultramarathon runner who overcame extraordinary fears and challenges. Growing up, Goggins faced poverty, bullying, and self-doubt. His fears told him he wasn't good enough, but instead of letting them define him, he used them as fuel. He pushed himself to do things that terrified him, like running ultramarathons and enduring grueling Navy SEAL training. Today, he's known as one of the toughest individuals in the world, not because he was fearless, but because he faced his fears head-on. What's the takeaway here? Your fear is not a wall, it's a stepping stone. When you face it, you discover strength and courage you didn't know you had. You realize that the fear was never as big as it seemed, and each time you overcome it, you grow into a stronger, more capable version of yourself. In conclusion, fear is not something to run from, it's something to confront. It's a signal that you're stepping outside your comfort zone and moving towards something meaningful. Remember, fear is not permanent, but the rewards of facing it are. When you face your fear, you gain confidence, resilience, and the freedom to live life on your terms. So, the next time fear shows up, don't see it as a roadblock, see it as an invitation to grow. Take a deep breath, take a step forward, and discover what's on the other side. Thank you for your time, and best of luck as you work toward becoming the very best version of yourself by starting to face your fears and adding great value to your life. However, before you go, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Impactful Life Hub. Also, hit the notification bell to stay updated on our latest videos. Your support helps us continue creating inspiring, informative, and educational videos like this. Don't forget to explore other videos on our channel as well. Thanks for listening and watching, and we will see you in the next video. Bye for now.